All right, guys. I am actually going to set my microphone down over here. And I feel like I definitely want to use my whiteboard to get started. But this YouTube seminar today, we are going to discuss how to start connecting with your inner child. And this particular video is my highest and purest intention is that this live video reaches all of the souls who have little to zero memories from their childhood, who have no idea where to start with inner child healing, and they need help reconnecting with that unconditioned aspect of themselves that was suppressed so long ago. So let's see, where do I want to start with this conversation today? Okay, know that this conversation, it's going to be very triggering, and let's just welcome in some grace energy, some compassion, some healing energies. I know that when I was going through the very beginning of my inner child work and I started getting flashbacks of my abuse and the sensations of that abuse, I definitely called on my spirit guides. I was like, oh my God, please help me. Like, this is overwhelming. And we'll get into how I unblocked my own memories and all of that. So, okay. But yeah, just take it easy on yourself, have mercy on yourself, and let's get into it. Okay, what's newer and truer in this moment? All right, let's start there. Let me grab my whiteboard really quick, guys. I'm thinking, should I do my big one? Oh, I should have had this set up. Okay. Let's see. Maybe, I don't know. No, we'll do my small one. Okay, let's see. I have a bunch of stuff already written on it. Give me 1 second, guys. Because I really I want to stand and teach y'all, so I think I'm going to have to move my table or something. Or you know what? I think I'm going to have to hang it up on the wall or something. Because I'm just such an old school teacher that way. I love to teach from the wall, you know? Okay. Get all of the old marker off of this one. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm going to have to move the staff. Y'all, this staff was handmade for me by some guy here in Utah. And he literally went out into the mountains and picked out this wood and hand carved it and then put crystals all over it. So badass. It's super healing. It's such a healing tool. Let's see. I don't know how I want to put this against the wall. Okay. Let me see. Because I feel let me test it out on this little table real quick. This. Okay. Yeah, that works. Let me use my table then. Y'all get to see my whole organic setup. This is so funny to me. I'm going to put my little Ganesh altar cloth on here too. Okay. Cute. All right, I'm going to have to adjust this so y'all can see better. Okay, there's my whiteboard. Y'all, my seminars are going to heal and evolve, so I feel like, well, maybe I should go closer. I don't know. No, I think I'm just going to do it from here. Okay, get my notes so I don't lose my train of thought. Got my markers. Y'all, I love the different color expos. Oh my gosh. They light up my inner child so much. Y'all, I was the kind of kid in school where I was super smart because I was conditioned to place my worth outside of myself. And because I was forced to do that in childhood, I literally grew up and just like gave my all to school. And so like most of the time I knew the answers in elementary school. If the teacher called on me or whatever, and like, so she would never call on me because she was like, well, Grayson already knows. And I barely got to go to the whiteboard, and it made me feel some kind of way because I was like, I want to go up and write on the whiteboard and erase stuff. Like what, like just because I know the answer doesn't mean like I like have to sit down the whole time. You know what I mean? It was like all the kids that like didn't know the answers, they got to go up there the most. And I was like, this is so unfair. And then anyways, in 5th grade, we got a smart board, and I like barely got to use the smart board. I'm like, what is the point of being smart and like choosing to like memorize and regurgitate all this shit if I can't even like get up and participate in the classroom? Like, anyways, so glad I get to do that now in my adult life. It's the little things. Okay, so go ahead and get out a journal, a piece of paper. Should have brought my iced coffee and some water, maybe some hot tea. All right, so we're going to start with the first exercise, which is called Light Me Up List. Okay, hold on one second. I'm going to have to do a better angle of this. All right, y'all. I'm sorry, but y'all are going to have to see the booty for a second. Because this is not angled the best way. Okay. Light me up list. Okay. So go ahead and title your section Light Me Up List. Okay. Now, I want you to do the best that you can, recalling back in childhood, all of the different activities, experiences that you did that made you in this state of being of, I just do not care about what is going on around me and in the world. It was like you were just literally experiencing pure bliss, pure joy in that moment. And it's like everything else in the world just did not exist. What is that thing or things that lights you up, that lit you up in childhood? For example, for me, that was going jet skiing. One of my favorite things to do, okay? I'm actually going to grab my other journal as well. Okay, while you guys start writing that down. I'm trying to remember what I wrote when I first did this exercise. So crazy. I want to look back on what year I did that too. I think it was 2022 or 2023? Maybe it was 2022. I think it was 2022. Action. Yeah. Holy cow, that was 2022. So 2 years ago, I did this exercise. So crazy. Okay. I'm going to give y'all a couple more examples in case y'all are struggling. So I love, obviously, swimming. Getting my hair blown out. So I grew up, still have it, with curly hair. And when I was in childhood, nobody knew how to take care of me. Like, nobody knew like what were the best ways to like nourish me and take care of myself. And so like my mom, she didn't know how to brush my hair. She didn't know how to take care of my hair. And so I just grew up with like crazy curly hair like my whole life. And it was like knotted all the time. And my narcissistic grandmother would want to cut it all off. And I like never had a good hair cutting experience in childhood because it was either people like did not know how to take care of my hair, or it was my crazy grandmother on my dad's side of the family who wanted to like just cut it all off. And I'm like, fuck all of you. Like, I just want to learn how to take care of it myself so it's easy to like manage and, you know, how to take care of it properly. And so anyway, when I started getting older and I started working my first job, like the second I turned 16, I was like, I'm getting a job so I can literally start taking care of myself and doing like how to like, you know, properly like nourish myself. And so anyway, at the time, I think when I was like 17, I don't know if I started doing that at 16, but I think I was like dyeing my hair brown at 17 because I was like, I just want to see what I look like, you know, with like different colored hair. And I just loved the way my hair felt after the hairstylist straightened my hair. I was like, oh my God, it felt like such a relief on my head. And so I just absolutely love getting my hair done, like getting it straightened out. Feels so good to do it like twice a month, but I've just been lazy with it recently. So yeah, I'm just like dedicating all of my time to like being here on YouTube and stuff. I need to get better about like scheduling my self-care stuff and like doing things that light me up around my my YouTube. And so anyway, that just goes to show you guys how much I love doing this. So okay, is there anything else? Oh, okay. Real quick, a couple more examples here. Okay. So I also said being out in nature, okay, like being out in virgin nature. So sometimes I love to just go sit in the park, or I love to go up in the mountains, or when I lived back home, I used to love to go sit by the beach, or, you know, take cruises and go to the Bahamas or the Caribbean and just be in like nicer, bougier, cleaner water. Because the water on the East Coast is literally disgusting. So, and the beaches there, like they would make my skin itch and stuff, and it like was so bad. So you had to like go to the Caribbean basically to have a decent vacation. And so anyway, yeah, I love being out in nature. I love being on a cruise ship, like in the middle of the ocean, like just completely away from everyone and everything, and you're just literally secluded on this amazing boat where you can eat 24/7 and listen to jazz music and be around virgin nature, like all simultaneously. Oh my God, I love it. I love cruises so much. I really need to take a cruise soon. And then the last thing I wrote was fine dining. So I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina. In that part of the world, they are known for having like a really nice yeah, it's like elegant, expensive culture. Like it's a whole like it's a cultural thing. I feel like it is. I grew up going to really nice restaurants like my entire life. Part of the reason was because my grandfather, he was a medical malpractice attorney. He still is. And so he had money. He had basically fuck you money to just blow on anything. And so anyways, we'd always go out to dinner, like to really nice restaurants, whether we were in Charleston or when we flew to Washington, D.C., we ate at a fine dining restaurant there, wherever we were, like that's like where we ate. And so when I started getting older, I was like, oh, I love the way I feel in these really nice restaurants. Like, at the time I wasn't aware of like the non-physical stuff that was going on, but I remember the sensations and the feelings that I was feeling growing up, going to really nice places. And so anytime I would go to like a really nice restaurant, like in my downtown area, or a really nice bar, like I would feel so relaxed. I'd feel like such a feminine woman. I would just feel so lit up. Like everything else just didn't matter in that moment. I was so excited to drink my blackberry, mojito or whatever I was drinking. I was so excited to eat $50 steak at this one steakhouse in my hometown called Hall's Chop House. Oh my God, it's my favorite. It's literally my favorite. I think I'm gonna have to go home soon. Like probably, I don't know if I'm gonna go this summer or next summer, but I want to go back home for a week and go like to all my favorite food places that I used to go to because I miss them so much. But I used to take myself out to dinner all of the time to this really nice steakhouse, Hall's, and their Caesar salad was so good. I'd have a glass of Pinot Grigio, steak, and I'd get like all the sides that I wanted, and it was just so nice. I loved spoiling myself and just being able to grow up and experience that, like, in childhood and also like young adulthood and stuff. And so anyway, no matter like if I'm poor or middle class or rich, like I will do whatever it takes to go experience a fine dining restaurant because I love them so much. Like they just literally nourish my nervous system and they really just bring out the best in me. And I love them. And yeah. Also, I do want to say this. Do not let anyone shame you for your own standards, okay? I watched this girl on TikTok yesterday. I promise this is going to relate. So I watched this girl on TikTok, and she was like basically stating her truth, speaking her truth, which was, as a woman, like, you should really be doing a coffee date on the first date, meeting a guy, or going on a date with a guy. And I was just like, ew, no. Like I have such a problem, such an issue with a lot of content creators who they speak their truth from their own experience, okay? And then they project it out and say, you should believe this too and accept this and embody this as your truth because your current version of truth is inaccurate and this is the only accurate truth. That frequency. Anything that I teach is from experience. However, vibrationally, it comes from a place of unconditional love, of unconditional truth. And it embodies frequencies that allows different souls to understand it from their own perspective. And there's never a frequency of like, this is the only truth that there is. And if you don't believe this, then you're wrong and blah, blah, blah kind of thing. Right. Which is why I will say, whatever I share from my experience, take it or leave it. If it resonates for you, it's for you. If it's not for your soul because every soul is on a different journey. Clearly, me and that other soul are on very different journeys. Because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, when I was 19 years old and I went on a date with a guy, like he hella wined and dined me. He took me to like so many different bars and restaurants, like I don't even know how much money he spent on me that night. Like probably close to $1,000 if we're going to be honest. Like he spent hella money on me. And I was just like, when I was 19 years old, I did not have to go on a coffee date. And so like, that was just not my truth. And so, just take that in mind. Like you're going to go through your own life experiences and you're going to level up your own life in your own unique way. That is like for you, that lights you up the most. And yeah, don't let anybody else like make you feel ashamed of, your higher standards than them, right? Because that is a higher standard. It's a higher standard to expect a man to take me out to fine dining on our first date. Why? Because I grew up with that my entire life, with family. And then eventually I attracted that in a relationship outside of myself, right? And so like, why would I go backwards? Like, why would I go get a coffee when that's like an errand for me? Like that's running an errand. I do not want to do that, Like, no, getting a coffee is like what wakes me up. It's like part of like my routine. Like, it's like it's the equivalent of a guy being like, do you want to go to the grocery store on a date? I'd be like, be fucking for real. Are you psychotic? Like, no. So, yeah, just wanted to say that really quick. Because, growing up super neglected and abused and broke and in poverty, because like my dad's side of the family, they were the ones that had money, but they were still like super stingy. Right? Dusty provider. Anyways, I basically grew up with absolutely like having the bare minimum and sometimes underneath the bare minimum like my whole life. And so making my own money, doing my own energy healing, it's like I'm tapping back into what my soul really enjoys because my soul like hasn't been able to fully enjoy like everything it wants to all of the time, right? Like it's just a matter of uncovering what's true for you. And what's true for me is I love luxury. I love high vibrational luxury. I love nice restaurants. I love going jet skiing. I love being out in nature. Some of the things that absolutely light me up are free financially, and some of them are not. Like some of them cost more financial resources. And so, yeah, just don't like feel ashamed of that. Don't feel guilty about that. Like that's for you. Okay. And the best piece of advice that I can give to you is provide that for yourself before you expect somebody else to do it for you. Okay. Right. Because you want to attract what's already going on within you. If you're already doing that within you, you're naturally going to attract that outside of yourself. Okay. So anyways, getting off this tangent. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now that you got your list, okay, hopefully you have more than 5 things like I do. Make it a part of your routine, a part of your life to start incorporating this back in, okay? How can you incorporate going jet skiing? How can you incorporate going swimming more? How can you incorporate getting your hair done? How can you incorporate being out in nature more, right? How can you treat yourself to fine dining? And whether you do this, you can do all of them, you can do one of them, just whatever feels right for you, whatever feels true for you. And just flowing with the energies of obviously the seasons and the zodiacs, right? Like that's how I best tune into what's true or newer for me. Like right now it's Taurus season. And so I made a reservation at this fine dining restaurant for tomorrow night just to go by myself and like have a nice glass of wine and like a nice meal, And yesterday, I went up in the mountains with my mom and we stuck our feet in the super cold rushing water to heal our nervous system. By the way, after doing that, I slept so good. So 10 out of 10, highly recommend doing that. Getting my hair blown out, yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to do that in May yet. Like I really want to because I think I got my hair cut last month. I think it was last month. Yeah, so anyway, every time they do like my haircut, they straighten it out and blow dry it for me. And so anyway, and sometimes I'll just go like get it washed and just get it straightened out, just to like have it straightened out and give my like scalp a break. And so, yeah, actually I might do that in May. So, and then swimming. So yeah, how can you incorporate more swimming? Well, there's a rec center like 10 minutes down the street from my house I could go swimming at. And now that it's warming up outside, I could like drive to Bear Lake, which I really want to go do this summer because they have jet skis and I'm good jet skiing over blue water. And I just like, I'm going to have to do that. I know. I miss jet skiing so much and I can only do it for like a couple months in Utah because it doesn't stay hot all year round like it does in South Carolina. And so anyway, all right, let's move on. So, okay, we're going to take a break from the whiteboard perspective. And I'm going to come back and sit in the chair. Okay. So, all right. Everybody who is watching this, go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And either with your eyes closed or open, whatever feels good for you, I want you to set the intention to speak directly to your inner child. Let's see. Actually, speak to all inner child aspects of you. All inner child aspects, okay? So, I want you to repeat after me. I invite you to repeat after me. I'm the one in charge now. I am here for you now. I am here to provide and protect for you. I'm so sorry that was never done for you in childhood. I'm so sorry your needs were severely neglected. I am here to nourish you moving forward. I am here to be emotionally present for you moving forward. I'm here to hold this space for you that was never held for you many years ago. Okay. And then if you feel called to say anything else to your inner child, by all means, say that for sure. And then, yeah, just take notes of any emotions, stuck emotions coming up in the body. If you feel like you need to start crying because crying will regulate your nervous system. And for a lot of us who went through trauma and dysfunction and chaos and abuse, a lot of us have dysregulated nervous systems physically and energetically. And we're going to get into that. It's part of my inner work this morning too, and for the next couple of days. Okay. All right. Now, okay, this is going to be really intense. So just get yourself ready. All right, we're going to start connecting to your inner child, and we're going to talk about why it doesn't feel safe. If you have little to zero memories from childhood, if you can't even remember the majority of the time of being in a certain grade, okay, like I can't even remember, personally cannot remember being in first grade the majority of the time. That was for a reason. I couldn't remember certain things that happened in childhood because it was blocked. Like my memories were blocked. And so what happens is when we go through abuse in childhood, specifically physical or sexual, our neural pathways in the brain, there's like little doors that I would call them, that they shut, okay? And it's a defense mechanism from the ego. It's a defense mechanism to make sure that your soul stays here in this incarnation and it doesn't just take off, okay? So anytime that we go through an intense amount of trauma like that, especially in childhood, our soul will literally just like want to leave, and it can't leave because it's supposed to be here to finish out living, right? And so what happens is the ego will kick in its natural defense mechanism, and it'll block the certain memories of that abuse taking place from that time, if that makes sense. And so anyways, that is why we have blocked memories, because those neural pathways got blocked in childhood, okay? So I want to feel into this and feel about how we should start going into this shadow, dark, intense territory. Okay. Yeah, I want to give the power back to you guys as always. So what I invite you to do is say out loud, whether once or several times, and say, okay, why doesn't it feel safe to connect to my inner child? And just know that if you found this video and you're watching this video now, you're ready to hear this. You're ready to start doing this inner work. So yeah, just know that anything that happens next, it's like definitely meant to happen. So any memories that start getting unblocked, any veils that get lifted, okay. Yeah, talk to your inner child and ask, why doesn't it feel safe to connect to you? when I first asked that question out loud, I said, why doesn't it feel safe to connect to my inner child? And there was a veil that lifted, and my memory started unblocking in my neural pathways. And I saw through my third eye one of my uncles, and I said, no, 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 no. And I went into like straight like denial. And I was like, no, like this did not happen to me. Like I don't remember it happening to me. Like I have zero memories of this happening to me. But because I had the zero memories, my nervous system remembered. So even though I consciously could not connect back in time to remember exactly what happened, what went down, which, I do now, but it has taken me some time to get to that point. But my nervous system remembered, my body remembered. Okay. And so I started having literally a full on panic attack. I was like hyperventilating. It was like this bodily reaction that was stored in my body for over 20 years. Okay. So for over 20 years, I had this pent up panic attack, hyperventilating trauma energy that was just stuck. Okay. For those of you who don't know what that looks like, it's like, my body was like, like I was like feeling, the reaction of the panic of the trauma being done to me, and the conglomeration, the amalgamation of all the emotions that came from that panic attack. So much anger, so much fear, so much terror, feeling like peeved. I mean, there was so much. It was so heavy. And I just had to allow it to surface. I didn't know what to do in that moment. All I knew is that I just had to feel it. I had to feel it to heal it. And that was all I knew. And so I just allowed all of that to come up as much as the trauma and the emotions wanted to surface. And I remember I was actually on the phone with an old friend, and he was just telling me, he was like, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. Like, I'm here, just breathe, just breathe. And I was just like crying and like sobbing to him on the phone. And he was just holding that space for me. And I was just so grateful, like in that moment. But yeah. And so anyway, after I went through that emotional roller coaster, okay, is what I would call it. I decided that I was not going to have sex anymore for the rest of that year. Okay. I was going to stay celibate, and I was going to work on myself until I felt safe enough to like be with somebody, like be with a partner, again. And through, choosing to be consciously celibate, it really wasn't that hard to do after like awakening that trauma within me. And anyway, I started to figure out how I could heal that trauma energetically. I was like, okay, what can I do to heal this out of my energy? And so through my own inner work, I started developing like a step-by-step process. And then I realized over the past couple of years that like I couldn't have just done like a step-by-step process to like fully heal this trauma and fully release it and fully claim my power back and fully step into my authenticity again and fully feel safe and fully feel excruciatingly vulnerable to go sleep with a new partner, right? And so basically what I did was I created this sexual trauma healing course. I said, okay, I'm just going to create this and just put all of this information here for those who went through sexual abuse in childhood, for those who have little to no memories, for those who need help unblocking their memories, for those that need like the deepest non-physical healing in all aspects of their lives. Because one of the biggest reasons why I felt called to do that, it's part of my purpose here, And also, sex and money are intertwined. Like, they are connected. And if we don't feel safe to receive, if we don't feel, I wrote this down in my journal. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. This is what this kind of trauma did to me and my energetic nervous system, and just overall my energy, how it wounded my feminine. Okay. That's another thing I want to say really quick is pain and trauma. When that happens to a woman on planet Earth, it forces her into her masculine energy. And that is why we attract the inverted polarity relationships. Okay. And so, anyways, I help all of the women, hopefully, who follow my channel and learn how to heal themselves, drop back into their feminine, feel safe to surrender, feel safe to receive, and all the things, right? And so what this trauma did to my energetic nervous system was I didn't know how to receive the help that I was asking for. Okay, so anytime that I resorted to my masculine energy was because of a trauma response. Like, okay. For example, it's like I'm right now in my inner work practice, I still have to heal these 3 deep energetic grooves in my energetic nervous system. And so anyway, a few of these deep energetic grooves are bad family patterns and other shit that is causing me to replicate a trauma response in my energy. And so what's happening is I'm still seeing feminine men in my reality, and I'm like, no, get away from me. And anyways, it's like asking for a waterfall of abundance. I'm like, okay, universe, okay, higher self, okay, spirit guides, okay, guardian angels, okay, source, like, I am ready to receive a waterfall of abundance. I'm ready to start making 6 figures a month in my business, okay? And then because this trauma response is playing out in my energy right now, okay, right now my energy is communicating. So my wounds, I should say, my wounded, this deep energetic groove that isn't my purpose, that doesn't bring me the most joy, that doesn't bring me the most unconditional love. It's communicating out into the universe. I don't know how to receive the help I'm asking for. So it's like I'm asking for this help. I'm saying I'm ready to receive it, but I don't know how to receive it. So it's like I'm asking for it. It's hitting me, but my energy is going, nope, I don't know how to receive it. So get away from me. And so anyway, I wrote down manifesting in my energetic nervous system, blah, blah, blah. Pain and trauma weakens women, puts us in our masculine energy, example, sexual trauma. So yeah, once I heal these deep energetic grooves out of my energetic nervous system, I am no longer going to have that trauma response energy, that trauma, okay? Which I channeled yesterday. I was like, please tell me this is the only trauma response that has pushed me back into my masculine energy, because I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. And so anyway, I only have 3 left. So I'm actually going to show you guys how to do this healing really fast. I'm just going to do 1 layer with y'all. Let me get my sunlight really quick. I promise tomorrow I'm going to be so much more prepared. Okay, so this is what I channeled. Okay. There's a physical and energetic nervous system, right? The physical nervous system is where I showed you guys how to heal your fawn, fight, flight, freeze responses, okay? And your vagus nerve. If you have not seen that video, please go watch it. I think it's under the videos tab. So I don't know how it looks like on the mobile and stuff like that, but if it just like pops up or whatever, just type in how to heal your nervous system, Grace and Con, and it'll pop right up. So anyway, and so right now my physical nervous system is in great shape, but my energetic nervous system right here, this is where we absorb deep energetic grooves. Like I'm talking family patterns and bullshit that's been there for years. Okay. I discovered 6 total. I have like a little check mark down here. I had 6 layers of these deep energetic grooves, and 2 of them was from when I was 5 years old, and then the other 4 were from age 6. Okay, the 4 that were from age 6 all stemmed from my sexual abuse trauma. So I channeled that I can only heal 2 layers at once, and then I have to wait 2 full days to do the next 2 layers because it's really intense. And when I actually healed the first 2 layers a couple of days ago, I was like super sensitive to flashing lights. Like it was overwhelming. And then like going to the grocery store and like feeling the grocery store lighting, it was irritating me. Like I was like, oh my God, I can't be in here. Like I can't handle it. And so, yeah, I really had to be gentle with myself. So, if you're working a 9 to 5, try to set up some time for yourself to do this, like where you're going to have 2 days to like fully rest and recuperate. And another thing that I did to physically heal myself with this energy healing was I went up in the mountains. And I know everybody doesn't have access to mountains, but everybody does have access to some kind of cold water. You can go to a cold water in a water park, in a lake or something. Y'all can figure it out, okay? But go find some cold water, and specifically in nature, because there are nature spirits like in virgin nature that I feel like are just all there as a community to help you heal, and like versus like running your tap water. Like, yeah, like there's water spirits in the tap water and stuff, but it's just so much more like healing and intimate when you just go out into virgin nature and do it. That just felt truer and right for me. So, whatever floats your boat, or you could just run a bathtub with cold water, whatever serves your highest good, or do a cold shower or a cold plunge. And just set the intention that the cold water is going to heal your physical and your energetic nervous system. Okay. I did that yesterday and I slept like a freaking baby. So I think either today or tomorrow, I'm going to go back up into the mountains and like go stick my feet in the cold water again, because I've got 3 more layers left of this healing. So anyway, let me show you guys how I did this. Okay. So I'm going to do this healing with y'all. Okay, so what I say is I set the purest intention. I take my selenite wand. I use selenite. I don't know if I explained this. I use selenite because it's super clearing and it just like restores itself. And actually, I discovered selenite from my out-of-body experience back in 2020 after picking up a piece of selenite after like leaving my body, and it like sent a jolt of energy through me. And so, yeah, I've had it ever since. And so anyway, I'll take my selenite wand and I will put it on top of my head because this is where I feel the energetic nervous system stemming from. And I will say, okay, I set the purest intention at the highest vibrational frequency to heal and release with grace and ease gently, okay, the next deep energetic groove that feels like my comfortable hell, that isn't my expanded self, that isn't bringing me love, joy, and my purpose. Okay, it's not bringing me fulfillment. And I send that old energy back to source for healing. And I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, my natural frequency, anything else that serves my highest contracts. And then I will clear my feminine, my masculine energy. So the feminine's on the left, the masculine's on the right. And then I do an overall swipe over my aura. And I send all remaining energies back to source, back to the creator for healing. And I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, my natural frequency again. Okay. And anything else that serves my highest contracts, I do that again for the second time. And then the third round, I will say, I now heal and clear any and all body memory that is no longer serving. Woo! My highest good moving forward. I felt that one. Oh my God, that was intense. And I send that back to source for healing as well. And I call back healing energies, pure unconditional love, healing golden light, anything else that serves my highest good. Moving forward. Okay. So, and now I have to wait 2 days to heal the next 2 layers. I'm actually going to make a note of that. So what is today's date? April 29th, April 30th, May 1st. So May 1st, I can heal these last layers. So yeah, by May 1st, I will have no more trauma energy that's pushing me into my masculine. Like I'm fully going to be dropping into my feminine moving forward, which is so exciting. Yes. Anyways. Okay. All right. Let's talk about, put that down for a second. Okay. Okay. We're going to talk about survival self shedding, just really quick, just really briefly. Yeah, interesting. Okay, what's newer and truer, more aligned? Yes. So with forming our survival self in childhood, right? We do this for many reasons. One of the reasons is to keep our basic needs met, okay? Part of my survival self that I formed in childhood was this attachment to this like Jewish identity. And it wasn't about like religion. It wasn't about like believing in their belief systems, because I never did, ever as a kid. It was about like being in school, and if someone like were to make fun of like a Jewish person or something, or they talked about, you know, the Holocaust trauma. There was like a whole class I took in high school about the Holocaust. So crazy. When I discovered my past life with that, oh my God, it was so crazy. Anyways, life is crazy. I would just want to project out and be like, yeah, I grew up Jewish. Like I grew up, my grandparents grew up across the street from a Holocaust survivor. Like he still had his tattoo from Auschwitz, which was nuts. I met him when I was a kid. I think I was like 3 years old when I met him, but I remember like seeing his tattoo. I'm trying to remember what arm it was on. I think it was on his right arm. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember, but it was like right here. And yeah, he still had his number like from Auschwitz on his arm. And anyway, so crazy. And so anyway, like I grew up with this attachment to like this Jewish identity of like wanting to like defend it, basically defend people who tried to put down Jewish people, who would say like horrible things about them. And another part was like anybody who tried to question me, like, oh, did you actually grow up Jewish? And it's like, yeah, bitch, I did. Like, I still know the Hebrew prayers like front to back. Okay. Like, yeah, I did. You know, like I still to this day have the Hebrew prayers memorized, from blessing the wine and blessing the challah bread, and, you know, learning the difference between saying challah and like challah, like being taught in childhood to like, what is it called? There's a name for it, but it's like overemphasizing, you know, word, so that you can say it properly, right? Like not Hanukkah, but Hanukkah, you know? Anyways, it's so silly, like when you think about it. And so, yeah, I had this attachment that I developed of, well, if I defend, you know, my family tribe, and, you know, I defend my abusers, then, you know, I'll have my needs met and I'll be taken care of and I'll be provided for. And that's literally what I have to do in order to have all my needs met and more, which was a lie. Right. And so anyway, another defense mechanism that our ego does when we go through trauma in childhood. And so anyway, another thing that we'll do is we'll put on facades, like, or masks, right? For example, you go out to a really nice restaurant and you feel the need to, oh, hi, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, I'm free. Oh my gosh, all of my family are lawyers and blah, blah, blah. Be so fucking for real. Be so fucking for real and just enjoy yourself. Like, oh my gosh. I have to share this story because it made me laugh. So I went to this really nice restaurant like a couple weeks ago, and they were having a swing jazz concert for free. I've just been so obsessed with like jazz music lately. Like I've been listening to a lot of Nat King Cole and Frank Sinatra and other authors as well, other artists. Authors, oh my gosh, artists. This is why I need my coffee, y'all. And so anyway, it was like a 2-hour long concert, and after the first hour there was like a break, there was like a reprieve, and so you could come in to like the atrium where they had it. It was so amazing. Like the energies of the atrium were amazing. Like I was like, oh my God, like it was like I was picking up on the high vibrational energies of the atrium and of nature and of the music, and then feeling the polarity of like the low vibrational people that were in there. And I was like, don't focus on that. Don't focus on that. Just focus on being like, I was like literally talking to myself the whole time. Sagittarius things. We're literally having a whole therapy session in our minds like 90% of the time. So anyway, and so yeah, like after the break, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. Like I'm ready to go. And so I just left, and I thought about having a glass of wine, and I was like, no, I'm not going to drink a glass of wine, because if I do, I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to get tipsy, because I haven't drank in so long, like drank, and my vibration is so high at this point that if I do have just one glass of wine, I'm going to be so tipsy and so drunk, which is kind of dangerous. And so anyway, I should not be driving after drinking one glass of wine. And so I thought to myself, no, I'm gonna skip the bar and I'm gonna go outside. And so I went outside, and I was like just in the feminine energies of nature at nighttime. Like it was like, I don't know, like 9:30 at night or something. And there were peacocks outside. There were swans, and you could see the stars. Like we were like up in the mountains. Like it was so quiet and so peaceful. And this drunk girl comes stumbling outside, and she's like, oh my gosh, my family is full of lawyers, and if you ever need any help, I got you. I was like, oh my God, like, ew, just be yourself. Like it was disgusting me. Like my energy was like, ew, like just be yourself, And in that moment, I had two choices to make. I had the choice of being my authentic self and being that beacon of inspiration and example for her to notice that I was being myself, so she could be like, oh, I don't have to be like this to be in a place like this. I could just be myself, Or I could have done the other route, which was projecting that same energy back to her. And I could have said, oh, yeah, I have family full of lawyers too. Like, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I literally just don't care. Like I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to be myself enjoying high vibrational luxury experiences. Like you do not have to put on a facade or a mask to go into nice places. You can literally just be yourself. Like just be yourself, obviously be kind and, have manners, like, say excuse me and thank you, which I grew up doing anyway before I started accessing luxury places. Like, but just being yourself. Like you don't have to put on a facade. You don't have to put on a mask. Like if you're that weird, witchy, magical, wild woman, be her in that space, like wear your crystals. I don't know, whatever it is that is like you, how you express your authenticity, do that, And so anyways, I do that all the time. I'll go into really nice, luxurious places, and because I don't fit into people's boxes, they're like, why is she here? I'm like, oh, my money is just as green as yours, bitch. Why are you here? And it's crazy. I'm like, I speak your judgments back to you. Go heal yourself. Go subscribe to me on YouTube and learn how to heal yourself and heal your judgment wounds, okay? Like, be so fucking for real. And yeah. Anyways, we're about to reach an hour, so I didn't want to go longer, like past an hour. I wanted to be in the 50-minute to an hour range. So let me feel what's new or true in this moment. Ooh, okay. All right. We're going to cut the conversation here today. I hope y'all have enjoyed this 55-minute, almost an hour journey with me, venturing into this non-physical world and non-physical healing. For tomorrow's live video to cocktail with this video, we're going to talk about how to heal and release old identities, old egoical stuff, right? Old egoical stories, emotional baggage, okay? And yeah, I'm going to help you guys start releasing all of these dense layers of trauma in all aspects of your life, okay? So get prepared, get ready. It's going to be so liberating. It's going to be intense. It's going to be very healing. So I can't wait. And thank you guys to everybody who popped in live and enjoyed watching this live. Thank you to everybody who watches this after it's live. And I'm so excited. So ready to have this get so much bigger than what it is right now. And I'm so grateful for this video, whoever it reaches in divine timing for their highest contracts. And yeah, if you guys really enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and show me some love, show me some of your unconditional love, your unconditional support. It's so much appreciated. And thank you for being here. I will see y'all tomorrow.